Good day to our distinguished IA accreditors and to all our university officials headed by Officer in Charge, Office of the President, Vice President Anita G. David, and of course, to our saint, who is now happy with the Lord in heaven, our PSAU father, Dr. Honorio M. Soriano Jr. I am here to present Area 5, which is entitled the Extension, Consultancy, and Linkages. So here is our portfolio. So this is Extension and Outreach. Okay, for the Extension program of the university, the Extension program or agenda of PSAU is anchored to the Commission on Higher Education CHED programs for performance excellence in extension and include the following programs, namely extension in food production and security, extension in environment, disaster and prevention, preparedness and resiliency, extension in biodiversity and conservation, extension in smart analytics and engineering innovations, extension in translational health, and extension in education. Here is our vision statement. Excellence in technology transfer and advisory services in building self-reliant and globally competitive communities in Pampanga and its neighboring provinces. For our mission statement, to create empowered communities through relevant and impact-driven extension services for food security, climate resiliency, and poverty alleviation. For our objectives, number 1, to sustain strong leadership in the implementation of extension and training programs in response to global demands. Number 2, to capacitate and improve the lives of clientele communities through the implementation of viable extension and training programs, and to intensify women participation through gender and development related extension and training programs. So this is the sample picture of the BOR approved extension and training agenda. This one is the revised version of 2021 to 2025, which was revised and the Board of Regents approved it. And this was held last June 7, 2021. And that shows the board resolution number. And the other one is our extension agenda that we have been using from September 22, 2015, and that is onwards. However, because we already revised that for 2021, so we have two. But this one, this 2015 was used during institutional accreditation in 2017. Okay, so I will be presenting to you now the approved extension and training agenda, both 2018, 19, 20, along with our extension and training agenda for 2021, 2025. Okay, this shows now the following programs, objectives, implementing strategies, the location, type and number of clientele, the implementer, the funding cost, and the funding source. Just run down for the samples. We have number 1, extension projects. We have technology dissemination of upland cropping pattern to accelerate farm productivity, profitability, and employment generation in the rain-fed areas of Pampanga. We also call this the CHED loan program because this is funded by CHED, amounting to 600,000, and the objectives is to increase farmers' income and employment opportunities in the rain-fed upland areas in Pampanga. Our location, we have Turu, Magalang, Pampanga. The type of our clienteles are rice and vegetable growers rather. Next is harnessing PSAU's adopted barangay farmer leaders as agripreneurs through market-driven vegetable production. And the objectives of this is to establish vegetable production and provision of agricultural supplies and materials. And this will enable our farmer leaders to become agripreneurs through the production and of course selling of their vegetable coming with their income. And type of and number of clientele, we have vegetable growers, we have 10, and then the funding cost is 300,000. Coming from the Department of Budget and Management. Next, this one is the Satellite Cattle Breeding Center. This was funded by the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Animal Industry to the tune of 4,806,000 pesos. And this is all about DA-BAI and PSAU's collaborative program on beef cattle and native pig dispersal for adopted barangay extension modalities in Pampanga. So the type and number of clientele, we have a total of 25. These are livestock raisers. Next is the Sustainable Livelihood Program, or DSWD, Micro Enterprise Development Skills Training in Animal Production. The objective is to provide skills training on broiler production and animal dispersal, funded by DSWD to the tune of 11,927,394, with a total of 662 beneficiaries who are 4Ps in 17 municipalities of Pampanga. Next, again, this is Sustainable Livelihood Program, Enterprise Development Skills in Animal Production, covering swine production. So the objectives is to provide skills training on swine production and animal dispersal, coming up with their livelihood. And we have a total funding cost of 9,022,000 funded by DSWD, with a total of 579 beneficiaries who are 4Ps in 17 municipalities of Pampanga. Next is SLB, Microenterprise Development Skills Training in Goat Production, to provide skills training on goat production and animal dispersal. And we have a total budget of 8,676,000 funded again by DSWD, with a total of 482 beneficiaries who are 4Ps. So this also made use of a goat production as their source of livelihood. Okay, others, we have a Pagkain Sapat para sa Lahat Convergence Project. This is funded by the Department of Agriculture Training Institute along with DARFO 3. It is called Convergence Project because this is Pagsanib-Sanib Puwersa of Pampanga State Agricultural University through the Extension and Training Office, along with our funding agencies, DAATI Region 3 and DARFO, along with LG of Magalang, Pampanga, and Office of the Provincial Agriculturist in Pampanga. So this shows the objectives, and we have a total of 25 farmers who benefited from this project. They were provided with the 900 heads of Sasa Rhode Island Red, along with agricultural tools. So I will just run down because I only have around 15 minutes to discuss this. So these are some samples of the other extension programs that we have. Another sample of extension programs that we have. This is these two columns show the funding support of DAATI and the Armorum training skills for our farmer leaders. Another is again from DAATI, training on farmers development on effective writing, kasi siyempre mga farmers natin kailangan gawin na natin progressive farmers, yan ang gusto ni Secretary Dar, no? Especially ang focus niya is modernization of agriculture, mechanization, and so on and so forth. And we also have a DA funded, ATI funded, the training on values formation, organization, management, and other animal production for our IPs or indigenous people in Nararo, Porac, Pampanga, because this is also one of our adopted barangays. Okay, next we have other extension programs that are anchored in the Bidani program of the university, wherein the 6 colleges are involved in here. So we have extension in food production and security. Next, we have environment, disaster, prevention, preparedness, and resiliency. We have biodiversity and conservation. We have translational health. We have smart analytics and engineering innovations. we have extension in education. So across all 6 colleges, they are involved in the said 6-point agenda of CHED that are anchored in the BIDANI program of the university. BIDANI stands for Barangay Integrated Development Approach for Nutrition Improvement. And that is the entire BIDANI program of the entire university. So those are other programs that they have. So we have a lot of programs. Okay, next we go to A.1.1 extension priorities. The mechanism by which the project's activities are prioritized are based on the approved extension agenda of the university, which are anchored in the CHED programs for performance excellence in extension, which I earlier have articulated, and these are presented and approved by the Red Council of the university. So the following organizations and institutions that provide funding assistance in defining the priorities include DA Agriculture Central Office, DA BAI, DA ATI, DA RFO3. I think I have made mention some of this earlier. We have DSWD, we have DBM for the harnessing project. We also have Field Rice, ERI, Office of the Provincial Agriculturist, Office of the Municipal Agriculturist, LG, Commission on Higher Education, and Department of Science and Technology. So we go now to A.1.2 community surveys that were conducted. So here are samples of the community surveys: title, date conducted, place conducted, and how results were used. For example, for number 1, FGD on dengue incidents in our adopted Barangay San Vicente, which was conducted in June 2018. The place, of course, is San Vicente, Magalang. How results were used? Awareness campaign and other activities for dengue elimination was relaunched due to the increasing number of dengue cases, especially in that area. But the result was really, really very good. Why? Because they now got 0 incidents of dengue. Another is, for example, reassessment of the various practices of Sitio Kananawan residents, a basis in delivering extension services, which was conducted in January 2019. The sitio is in, the place rather is in Sitio Kananawan, which is an IP community near our university. And how results were used? From the data gathered, that is, no segregation of waste was observed, annual cases of waterborne diseases, and additional income to be done by the housewives from their rich resources, the following extension projects were formulated. Number 1, secure safe water, solid waste management, plants for life. So another is a benchmark survey on the research capabilities of Ayala High School teachers. This was done again in 2019, conducted in Ayala High School. So how results were used? The results of the benchmark survey on the research capabilities of Ayala High School teachers became the basis in formulating the extension projects that were implemented by the College of Arts and Sciences, the Mathematics Extension Unit. So I will just run down some of the title of community surveys that were conducted. Okay, now we go to the pool of experts, A.1.3. The extension program of the university has highly competitive pool of experts with respective areas of specialization and other fields of expertise that impart engagement in various extension activities in the community. So these are just sample of profile of extension programs. Number 1, that's me. I'm Geraldine C. Sanchez. My educational qualification is I'm PhD in animal science. My major is reproductive physiology, and my minor is in rural development. So I will just run down some of the experts pool that we have in the university. Next, A.1.4 participants in the extension process. I'll just give an example. So it's Dr. Madeline Solis po. She's the Dean of the College of Engineering and Computer Science. And her area of specialization po is civil engineering and technology management. And her function or nature of involvement is that she assists in the extension program of the college, serves as technical expert in the field of civil engineering, and assists in the conduct of trainings to farmers. So i-round down ko na lang po, medyo limited lang po yung time ko po. So just rundown of the participants. Next, here are our extension and training staff. Kumbaga, ito po yung stay-in sa office namin. In 2017, we only have one community development officer, one community organizer, and one has another plantilla position, which is laboratory aid. Now, based on the recommendation of our evaluator, we need to increase the number of community organizers. So dati po, 3 lang po. Now, we have a total of 8. So we have Ma'am Julieta Gumilet. She's our Community Development Officer. Her field of specialization is Extension Education. Another one, Mr. Cabral, Community Organizer. His specialization is Agribusiness. We have Mr. Noel, Carlo David, Erickson, Gerald Tolentino, and so on and so forth. Medyo dumabi na po. So mabot na po kami ng ilan na? 8 or 9. So nadagdagan na po yung ating mga community organizers that are involved in the extension and training staff. From 3 na naging 9 na po. Okay, 8.1.5 transfer of mature technology. The university has a radio station DWE 107.1 FM Ani Kita Radio, which serves as the platform for technology transfer and info dissemination. Moreover, mature technologies are packaged through information, education, and communication or IEC materials such as brochures which are distributed to our clientele. Yung mga farmers po, yung mga out-of-school youths, mga kababaihan po. Amidst the pandemic, the Extension and Training Office utilizes the community radio station. We have a power of 300 watts po. And kino-cover na po niya in many municipalities of Pampanga along with some municipalities of Tarlac. Medyo malakas po siya doon. And also, we also utilize amidst pandemic social media, infographics, and other media tools for transfer technology. So ito po yung photo ng new radio facility. The radio facility is worth 3 million. Dati po, nung institutional accreditation po noong 2017, doon lamang po kami naka-house doon po sa merong audiovisual. Napakaliit lang po. And dahil recommendation po yon ng aming external evaluator, si Dr. Ricky, ayun po, to cut the story short, meron na po tayong bagong building, 3 million. And then, yun namang upgrading of equipment, 1.5 million. To the tune of 4.5 million po lahat ginugol po ng ating administration. Ito po yung tower natin, 300 watts po. Dati po 100 watts lang po kami. Ngayon po 300 watts na po. Nakakaabot na po kami sa Clark. Ito po yung, I am very emotional here because this is the last activity of our beloved President with Secretary of the Department of Agriculture, Secretary Dar. So ito po yung ribbon cutting of the new radio facility which was conducted in May 27. Makikita nyo po dyan, aside from the Secretary of Agriculture, the Regional Director of the Department of Agriculture was also there. So dito po nagkaroon kami ng live interview sa radio with Secretary Dar. Nandun po yung aming, our President was there. And ito naman po, in-interview naman po ni Mr. Clark Luis Sanchez, yung Regional Director po ng Department of Agriculture. Because ang flagship po natin is agriculture because we are Pampanga State Agricultural University. Talaga pong ito yung ating focus. Okay, here are the sample radio programs that we air regularly. Masaganang Ani, Mataas na Kita Extension Program by Castet. We have Abe Abe Tamu, Managing COVID-19. Ito naman po through the College of Arts and Sciences. Yung naman pong Castet through DevCom Agri Ascenso sa gitna ng pandemya. For the College of Education, we have edukasyon, iba't ibang kaalaman para sa komunidad. And sa atin naman pong DevCom Castet din is Agri Action. Another for part din po ito ng CASTEC and kasama na rin po ditong College of Veterinary Medicine. Kwentong Techno with Mr. Clark Luis Sanchez and Mrs. Annabel Sanchez. So African swine fever. Kwentong Techno naman about Newcastle disease by the doctors of veterinary medicine. We have Dr. Tangkilot and Dr. Miklat. Next, for the COEX, because they're handling yung disaster prevention, preparedness, ano po, yung sa kanila, quick response, be alert, updated, and responsible. So may kanya-kanya po silang radio programs. Another naman po, sa training naman po, ito po yung sample na nagpapatraining about compost pit para saan at paano gawin. So these are some examples that we also air. And then, ito naman po sa chefs, yung pa-training nila, ayan, yung mga Adlay Pandesal training, Mulberry Tea Processing training. So, pa-training po sa radyo, nakikinig po yung mga kababaihan. Okay, A.2, Planning Conduct, Monitoring and Evaluation. In planning the extension projects of the university, the RET, headed by the chair, university president, along with the members, composed of the vice presidents, the director of extension and training, the deans of various colleges, the director officers, and the RET council, we usually meet first month of each year. The meeting aims to identify the community sites of barangays where the 6 extension programs are identified and implemented in the area based on the needs assessment conducted. With this, kasama po namin ang lahat ng mga faculty extensionists of the university. We have a total of 74 po. So ito po yung flow chart, process and flow chart prior to issuance of special order for university extensionists under the Bidani Program Fund 101. Sabi ko nga po kanina, nag-meeting kami together with the faculty extensionists. And then, pag nilalahad na po namin yung agenda o review natin agenda, okay, ito yung agenda for this year. And then, ang nangyayari po, magkakaroon ng extensionist brainstorming and planning, magko-conduct sila ng needs assessment because that will serve as the basis doon sa kanilang work plan. So, they are doing presentation of needs assessment, yung kanilang brainstorming and replanning for critiquing and approval po ng RET Council, after which submission of final work and financial plan for endorsement and then issuance po ng SO po nila. So ito naman po yung extension budget ng university. So mag-umpisa po tayo sa 2017 to 2021. Nilagay po namin ng 2017, ito yung pinaka-last kasi yung IA kasi last is until 2017. For the GAA, noong 2017, ano lang po siya, 4.36 million. And ngayon po, nag-increase po, noong 2021 this year, naging 5.3 po. Noong 2020, 4.9 something. Ito po under GAA. Kung makikita nyo po, every year tumataas po ang budget for extension allocation. Ito naman pong sa kanan po is the amount allocated from income naman po. Noong 2017, nasa 1.3 million lang po nakaalat. Yearly po, nag-i-increase and for this year, naging 4.5 million na po. So I am happy to say and thankful na ang administration, grabe pong support sa pag-allocate po every year, increase in the budget allocation of extension programs of the university. So for the administrative support, i-run down ko na lang po yan, baka maubos na yung time ko. Okay, sustaining extension projects. Paano po namin nasusustain? To ensure the sustainability, we include regular ocular monitoring and evaluation of the extension projects. Meron din po kaming monthly accomplishment reports ng mga faculty extensionists. And every year, ginaganap po namin ang agency in-house review. Actually po, nag-agency in-house review po kami ngayong December 3, virtual po, of ongoing extension projects. Okay? Next, in order to sustain, we yearly allocate budget, tinataas po yung budget allocation for the extension programs of the university, and nag-outsource din po kami, gumagawa po kami ng mga proposal for external funding, katulad po yung mga pinakita ko po kanina. So that is how we sustain yung mga extension projects po. So yan po, mga pictures na ocular monitoring. Yan naman po, sample ng MOA kapag po na-approve na po yung mga proposals namin for extension funding. Next, A.5 consultancy services. Parang malapit na ako matapos. So ito po yung mga ginagamit naming step adopted by the institution. So i-run down na lang din po natin kasi nandun naman po sa portfolio po namin. Ayan po. Nakikita nyo rin po. So ito po yung A.5.1 list of consultancy projects that we have. Ayan po lahat. Ito naman po yung A.5.2 completed projects po. I-run down na lang po natin. Yung SLP po, natapos na po namin. That was last year. And then, seed production technology for drought resistance. Yan, natapos na rin po. Nagkaroon po ng establishment of techno-demo farm. Yan po, yan. Paki-run down na lang po natin. Baka hindi po ako maano ng time ko. Yan, natapos na rin po yan. And balikan ko lang po. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 yung mga natapos po ng mga extension projects. Okay. Sa mga ongoing naman po, yan po, ayan ang mga ongoing natin. Medyo marami po ang mga ongoing po. Ayan. Rundown ko na lang po. Okay, A.5.4, pool of consultants. So, i-rundown na lang din po natin. Ano po, pasensya na po, wala po na po akong time. Baka mabateng-tengan na po ako. So, makikita naman po natin ito sa mga portfolio po namin. Okay, 3 best extension projects of the institution. Number 1, very emotional na naman po ako. Ito po ay we received an award from this one is a national award from the Development Academy of the Philippines. 78 po kami naglaban-laban dito last year at 10 lang po ang nanalo. Napabilang po ang ating extension program ng university entitled Coffee-Based Agroforestry, Pampanga State Agricultural University's Model to Promote Sustainable Co-Management of forest land with informal settlers. Ano po, later on papakita ko po yung mga naging award, and regarding the write-ups po niyan, nandun po siya sa portfolio. And then we have another best practice, committed to act and serve kasama ang community. And number 3, information technology, environment, disaster preparedness, and resiliency program. So ito po yung best practice ng coffee-based agroforestry. Ito po yung area site ng ating extension project. Ayan po yung mga coffee at ibang tanim. Ito po siya. Ako po yon yung nakangiti. This was last year and this is the virtual awarding po. And finally, we received the plaque po last month. So ito po yung plaque from the Development Academy of the Philippines. Dito po nakalagay, we are winner. And this is the last picture that we have with President Soriano, along with our farmer cooperators, along with extension and training staff po ng university. Dahil po kami masaya at na-judge pong 10 best government practice among 78 entries nationwide by the Development Academy of the Philippines. Ito naman po yung mga pictures doon sa other best practice po. Ayan po, no? Mga magagandang practices po yan. Mababasa nyo naman po yan doon po sa portfolio po. Ayan. Okay, 3 strategies that results to best practice naman po. Ito naman po ay under A.5.6. Number 1, utilization of PSAU Community Radio Station DWW 107.1 FM di Anikita with an FB live radio broadcast. Kasi po, naniniwala po kami na hindi lamang po malilimit ito sa radio lang kasi meron na po tayong internet sa iba't ibang parte ng mundo, nakakapanood sila, natututo po sila doon sa mga trainings, yung mga talakayan, iba't ibang radio program. Next, participatory technology demonstration farms, establishment of science and technology-based farm. Ito po talagang isang best practice po namin ito, especially po yung sa tama rin po ni Pastor Zigiao kasi kumikita po talaga yun. And of course, isang best practice po namin is the conduct of in-house review, which is done every first week of December, wherein the 6 colleges of the university, they compete with their various extension programs that are anchored in CHED, and nagbibigay po tayo ng best practice cash award to the tune of 10,000, yung nanalo, yung pangalawa 7,000, yung pangatlo 5,000 pesos po. And of course, regular ocular monitoring of projects to assess progress and sustainability of the projects rather. For us, importante po yun, yung regular ocular and monitoring of projects para ma-assess po talaga how is it now. Okay, ito na po yun. So, ito po yung mga participatory demonstration po namin through science and technology po. Ayan po yung mga conduct of in-house review. Sample picture ng ocular monitoring. Next is networking and linkages. For the linkages, ito po yung mga name of agencies and assistance provided. Ayan po, i-rundown na lang po. And sample MOA linkaging with local and international agencies. Dito po, for this year that we are being evaluated, meron po kami, ito po kita pa yung February 26, 2019, London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, based in London, United Kingdom. Actually po, nagpunta po sa Philippines, sina Dr. Tani along with Dr. Martin. Meron po nakalagay dito sa MOA is exchange in research and also, ito yon. Extension, conduct, exchange, and conduct of research, extension, and training. Kanya po, ipapakita ko po ito, nagkakaroon po kami ng capability and capacity building as form of technology transfer. Ito po yung una naming nagawa for 2020, funded by Newton Fund, along with the British Council, ang counterpart po ng London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Ito naman po yung sa Lutheran School sa Australia naman po ito, pag nagpupunta po sila dito. This was done nung hindi pa po pandemic. So ito na po yung 3 international and 3 local linkages po natin. Number 1, very active po kami with the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, London, United Kingdom. And then very active din po kami with Universitas Negeri Makassar, Indonesia, Holy Trinity Lutheran School in Australia. For the 3 local linkages, we have DA, Regional Field Office 3, Commission on Higher Education, Central Office, also CHEDRO 3, and the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Animal Industry. So ito po yung mga sample MOA. Ayan, MOU ng mga local linkages po. Be that 3 best linkages practices evident of the institution. Number 1. Ano po yung 3 best linkages po namin po? Preparation and submission of project proposal for funding by agencies. We believe na para ma-sustain talaga, we need to have a strong linkage with other agencies in order for us to be able to attain our vision, mission, and objectives in collaboration with partner agencies. Number 2, active linkages for the convergence project that is between PSAU, DAATI Region 3, DARFO 3, and LGU Magalang. And number 3, active linkages with local government units of Florida Blanca and Florida Blanca National Agricultural Schools, because we are helping them and we have strong linkage doon sa mga extension programs nila sa LGU, Florida Blanca, and FNAS. So ito po yung sample ng mga proposals submitted to funding agencies. Ito po yung sample pictures ng linkages, strong linkages that we have. Ayan po, sa FNAS naman po, LGU Florida Blanca, sample mga webinar po na na-conduct namin, mga speakers po natin. Ayan po, nandiyan po yung OIC po namin. Ayan, nandito po si OIC Mayor Mike Galang at that time. Ito, Mau. Ito, superintendent ng Florida Blanca National Agricultural School. So, very strong po yung linkaging namin. So, sample photos, yan po. So, with that, thank you so much and the Lord bless all of us po. Thank you.